It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Thornbridge Brewery. Love Thornbridge, always have. Their beers for me were one of the brewery was one of the breweries, and their beers were some of the beers that really kicked things off for me in craft beer. Drank the Jaipur in a box that was sent to me back in 2010, so we're talking 15 years ago, and I was like, oh my goodness me, what is this? Back then it was a 330 milliliter bottle of Thornbridge Jaipur. It's on YouTube if you want to have a look at it. But yeah, blew me away since then. So they were 5 years old already by the time I tried some of their beers. This is called Favorito. It's a Mexican lager with lime and salt, coming in at 4.5% ABV. Pink can, 440 milliliters. I'm a big fan of lager, big fan of lager. So this is interesting. I mean, lime and salt. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. We'll have to have a look. We'll get into it. It could be really refreshing. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. Oh, it definitely looks a little bit limey, doesn't it? Definitely a little bit of lime there in the presentation of the beer, in the colour of the beer. You can see a kind of straw coloured, good carbonation, 2-finger, white head. But yeah, it's a little limey in colour, and I can smell it too from here. From this distance here, I can smell a little bit of that lime and a little bit of that salt. So there's the look of the beer. It's crystal, isn't it? It's very clear to look at. So you probably use some kind of seaweed finings or something or other to fish eyes in glass or something to clear up this beer. Personally these days, I just drank a fantastic lager from Devon, and it's slightly hazy, and I always feel that slightly hazy lager is kind of, you're leaving some of that flavour in there. You're not kind of cleaning it up too much and getting rid of all that goodness, throwing it away essentially. Let's get the aroma. Oh, blimey. Wow, that is like... It smells like limeade. It smells like... You buy a cheap bottle of limeade off the supermarket shelf, 2 litres of it. Or lime cordial. A bit like that, with a little bit of grain, a little bit of malt, but then a little bit of salt as well. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting stuff. The beer was kindly sent to us by our channel sponsor, beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe, the largest online beer store in the UK, with a fabulous range of beers from all over the world. Just terrific, just fantastic, fantastic company. They've been sending us beer to review on YouTube. They've been our channel sponsor for probably the best part of 10 years now. They've had some bad news as of last year. They opened up a fantastic restaurant at Beers of Europe in Norfolk. Sadly, there was a fire in the restaurant, brand new restaurant, literally a year old, and there was a fire there, and it's kind of like, it's going to hit anyone for 6, isn't it? That sort of thing. When you invest in something like that, and then you're doing really good trade, and then the damn thing burns down, it's like, ugh, you know. So if you can, support beersofeurope.co.uk. I'm going to get on with this beer review. Lime and lager, lime and Mexican lager. It's kind of like, hand and glove, isn't it? Or foot in shoe. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. In this case, in this case, I want a little bit more lager. I want a little bit more of the lager shining through. I know flavoured beer is a big thing these days. Mango and passion fruit and all these other things that, you know, chocolate and whatnot they're throwing in beers. But for me, I've gone back to drinking beer in its purest form. Like, to be honest with you, I've gone back to buying beers. Let me show you a couple of beers I bought recently. I won't show you that one. It's a plum porter. The next one's, hang on a minute. What am I talking about? The next one's honey beer. Let's revert that strategy. A plum porter and a honeydew beer. What I'm trying to say is, what am I trying to say? I just prefer beers. I just prefer these kind of like raw beers, if you like. Now these kind of like, I've got so many in the kitchen. Just grain, hops, water, yeast, malt, love. You know, I don't feel. I know companies like Thornbridge. I know they have to kind of reinvent the wheel all of the time because people expect that from them. People expect things like that from Thornbridge. They expect different beers, different styles. But I think this is a little bit too much. A little bit too much lime in this one. It's kind of dominating everything. It's dominating the malt. It's dominating what hops are in there. It's very refreshing. Fair play to the beer. It's very refreshing, but it's that combination for me. High acidity with the lime. That carbonation then doesn't really work because it's like and aggressive. And the salt, and it just doesn't work for me, unfortunately, on this occasion. I love the brewery. I think they're doing a great job, Thornbridge Brewing Company. They have to do these things, they have to try these things, but for there's going to be many people who love this beer, and then there's going to be people like me that doesn't. It's just one of those things. We wanted to brew the ultimate summer beer and decided a light Mexican lager would be perfect. Brewed with flaked maize and that extra crisp edge. For that extra crisp edge, we added a generous addition of lime to help it reach a new level of zestiness, and then enhanced it even further with a touch of Himalayan sea salt to create a total taste adventure. Yeah, no, not for me, that one. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.